Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading. Today we are checking in on a situation that's probably pretty prevalent in your life right now. And we're going to take a look at the person that you're dealing with, how they're feeling about the situation, why they're feeling this way, what action they're likely to take towards you based on these feelings, and what they hope to accomplish by this action. And my goal here is to help you get a little bit of clarity, probably maybe a new perspective as to why this person is being the way that they're being, and therefore help you act in your highest good to resolve the situation, whatever it is. And then we're going to also look at how you're feeling about the situation, what action you're likely to take, and the future of this situation. And I also need to point out that this does not have to be a romantic situation. This could be a friend, family member, coworker, neighbor. Take it as it resonates, okay? So let's just get a little bit more here. Perfect. Okay, Libra, where am I cutting your deck? Down here. All right, interesting first card. We have the Moon. Those of you who have watched me before know that when I cut the deck, I take that very middle card as the driving force behind the bottom card, which is the heart of the matter. Because something has to fuel things, right? I just find it gives it a little bit more depth. Okay, and so the bottom of the deck we have here is Knight of Voices. So this is almost saying to me that the heart of the matter here is that someone is going in a direction based on possibly some fear, trying to follow their gut into the right course of action is what it feels like. So let's see how this person is feeling about the situation. Is Five of Cups. There's not really great emotion coming off of this. Obviously, it is the Five of Cups. Maybe some hurt feelings, regret, guilt, resentment. Some of them are having a bit of a pity party. Why they're feeling this way. Ace of Materials. This is really interesting to me, to feel so strongly negatively about new, you know. Feels like a weird way to view things, like maybe they're afraid of change or something. I don't know. I actually want to clarify that Ace of Pentacles. I see. This makes sense. We had come out here the World and Eight of Wands. So very likely they're upset that things ended so quickly. Not only that, the World and Eight of Wands are both cards of travel, cards of moving. So I don't know if you're the one that has moved or has traveled, or if this person has recently moved into your sphere and they're not necessarily happy about having to start over. Either way, the way something ended, they're not happy about it. They're a little upset that they have to start over at all. They don't recognize this for the gift that it is. So, what action they're likely to take towards you based on these feelings is Knight of Cups. It's almost wanting to come in and make things right, make things okay. Yeah. For some of you, I heard match your speed, because that Moon and that Knight of Swords, that's your energy, Libra. Okay, that is, that's your energy. So if you, like, even though you don't really have all the information to work with, you know that there's something you need to do, and that's where you're moving towards, that's where you're going. And this person isn't necessarily happy about that. is what I'm feeling. So what they hope to gain by taking this action is change. I almost feel closure too in some cases. A sense that they've done this on their own terms almost. I heard for some of you they feel left behind, which I guess I can understand that feeling, but I mean, sometimes if you want to remain in someone's life, or you want them to remain in yours, you kind of have to match their energy, you know? Sometimes we just outgrow people, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Oftentimes we grow in two different directions. So, I don't know, I feel like, again, this person is thinking that this happened way too quick, and they're not really happy with how that went down. But how are you feeling in this, Libra? You are feeling Knight of Pentacles. You are wanting to move, and you're wanting to do this right. So even though you don't really know where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what the consequences of this might be, you know that you have to move, okay? You have your sights set on the goal, but you want to do this right, okay? And you're feeling like you're going to do whatever it takes to make sure this is right. And the action that you're most likely to take here is Three of Voices, Three of Swords. There's a chance here that this person, the way that they're acting, the way that they're trying to come in and quote unquote win you back, you know, you're going to be kind of upset about it. And I think you might just end things right then and there. You can't really let someone hold you back, right? That's not how you move forward in your own life. And again, you have a direction, or you have a goal at least. You know what you're working towards. So you don't really want to be held back. But yeah, I feel like this person is more concerned with getting their own closure. They possibly might even be looking more towards not just closure, but they hope that if they come in and they do and say all the right things, that'll just ignite a change in the way that things are going. I don't think that it will. Let's clarify that Death card, please. Yeah. Reverse Six of Swords. They don't want the change. They don't really want the transformation. They're more looking for the closure and the ending. Don't particularly like the motivations myself. I feel like there's a better way to get closure, and I more feel that if they just kind of let things run their natural course, if they were maybe more supportive, this wouldn't end up being something ending. This would be more of a journey, you know? You might be dealing with the Gemini. Gemini had a message of they needed to be supportive, not manipulative, try to get someone to stay kind of thing. So if you're dealing with a Gemini and this situation is sounding familiar, I'd recommend going to watch that video. See if you can glean just a little bit more insight into everything here. Okay, the future of this relationship is Ten of Swords. Okay, I wish it were better. Unfortunately, it's not. It seems like the actions on both parts are just going to spur on an ending, to me, that is worse than just growing apart and walking away, you know? Actually trying to facilitate this dead, done, over with, knock down, drag out fight, right? This horrible backstabbing energy, betrayal energy, very painful energy. That to me is worse. okay? So I guess maybe watch out if this person comes around trying to love bomb you, trying to get, like, just butter you up, because it feels a little bit more along the lines of you can't leave me if I leave you first, and I'll leave you worse kind of thing, which not great at all. So let's get you some oracles, Libra. What does Libra need in this situation, please? You need trust. Trust that this is the way that you're meant to be moving. Trust that this journey that you set out on, this goal that you have, that this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is the path that you're meant to be on. Have trust that Spirit is guiding you in the right direction, and that you know how to handle what this person is going to bring into your life. Okay, so let's get Libra some advice here, please. Yeah, I like this. Bottom of the deck here, we have the Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. This definitely feels like it is applying to this other person. You see how both of these figures are cloaked here? They're going to try and manipulate you to stay. They're going to do whatever they need to do. They might be watching you, but there's absolutely insecurity attached to that Five of Cups. And the card that's come out for you here, Libra, is Sisters of the Seasons. Cycles of growth, natural law, divine order. This is the way you meant to grow, right? Again, this World card. You're growing. These are cycles, okay? They keep going. Once one ends, a new one begins, okay? So you've grown and you're entering another cycle of growing, and you might have grown away from this person. That's fine. They're not taking it well, okay? So the advice here is that, again, trust that the way that things are happening are the way that they're meant to. Trust that the path that you're on is the path you're meant to go on. Divine order, right? Natural law will ensure that things remain in balance. So whatever this person brings to you, they're going to reap that upon themselves in the form of karma. All right? And vice versa, the same for you. So act in your highest good. When it comes to this action, this Three of Swords, it feels more like you need to, like, regardless of what you do, it's going to break this person's heart. But the severity of the words that you say will reflect upon you, I guess is how I want to put that. Like, you're merely doing what is in your highest good, right? So regardless, it's going to hurt them, but you do not have to be needlessly cruel. That's the message that wanted to come through. Okay? So that's your message, Libra. If this resonated, please drop a like down below. It lets me know as a tarot reader I've tapped into your energies, which is super important because I do strive to give the most accurate message that I possibly can. I wish you the best of luck in this situation, okay? Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.